Welcome everybody to Rapture Watch. It's Friday the 29th of March 2019. And today I just want to talk again about violence and how we are to be against violence. And I watched a movie last night, Apostle of Christ, Paul, Apostle of Christ. I posted the trailer out for you guys, and I don't know how many of you guys got to see the trailer or the movie. It's been out for a year, and it really strikes many chords. It is the best Christian movie that was marketed as a Christian movie that I believe I have seen since Passion of the Christ. And Jim Caviezel's actually in this as well. He's playing Luke. And it's talking about the time where Luke went to see Paul in prison and wrote Acts. But it's not what you guys think. It's a story in a story. And they are so good at telling and portraying the suffering. You know, you hear the term Roman candles, and I've never gave it a second thought. I didn't know what that meant. And it was our brothers and sisters, our Christian brothers and sisters, being set on fire in the streets to light up the walkways. And we all know about Christians being fed to the lions and the games in Rome and the suffering that went on there. And it gives Romans 8 even more weight when you see Paul saying that we are counted as sheep to the slaughter. At that time, there was so much blood being spilled and so many people in fear, and it gives us a tremendous perspective on the luxury we have to, you know, for now, only, you know, have our feelings hurt, being, you know, talked to rudely by people, or losing friends and family, which all is hurtful. But to know that women and children were being slaughtered daily for their faith, and they weren't going to waver, and to see what we have to endure is nothing compared to what they had to endure. And so we have to count our blessings and understand that persecution of the extreme kind has not come to us in our lifetime. We may feel persecuted, but we don't know anything of persecution that so many of our fallen brothers and sisters have endured. And so I highly recommend all Christians watch this movie, because I gotta admit, there's so many bad Christian movies out there. It's very hard to watch. You know, it's like basically the story is that there's an atheist that some guy has to turn to Christ, and by the end there's a miracle or something happens, and you know, the atheist turns around, and it's very, you know, overdone and redundant, which is me saying that was redundant, but you guys understand what I'm saying. This movie challenged my thoughts on persecution and what, you know, what we call persecution. And, it challenged a lot. And it's eye-opening, for sure. And it just made me appreciate so much these guys who are walking in faith, these new Romans. They're not Jews, except for Paul and maybe a few in the group, but so many hiding out on the run in fear of all of these people who did not believe. And it's a great movie, and I just wanted to share that today because there's not a lot of stuff that we can watch that we can really feel okay in our spirit 100% watching. It's tough. There's a lot of things I watch, and sometimes there's a point where you have to shut it off because you feel almost dirty, spiritually dirty, watching some of these shows. But this is it's just raw. It's just like seeing burning Christians in the street. It's very graphic, but powerful. It's brave. Not a lot of Christian movies are doing it. So this wasn't supposed to be some big entire video promo on a movie, but I highly recommend, if you guys really want to have a night, have some popcorn and whatever. Paul, Apostle of Christ is a wonderful Christian movie, and it hit me hard, just like the last movie that I really appreciated was Hacksaw Ridge, and that one's a little gory. It's over the top gory. This one isn't like that, but still, it fired me up in my heart. And so there's so much that we can focus on about things in the world and news and events. But the truth of the matter is, the most important thing is that we use our voices however we can to get the word out about the Lord. And yes, we are waiting for the blessed hope. And a lot of Christians who watch this channel, they're on the meat of the word, but we have to remember the milk for the new Christians, for the babes who are seeking that milk. And that milk is the simplicity of Christ. That you don't go to a doctor when you're well, and you don't need to be clean in order to be saved. The whole point of being saved is being broken. And that all who call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Romans 10:13. But after that, in Romans, it also says, how can they believe if there is not a preacher? And how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good tidings and good news. So dust your feet off, get up, and do what you can to share the word, because it is any moment now. My birthday is April 10th. The Israeli elections are April 9th. My birthday could be a rebirth day. It's amazing, But I may not even see my birthday. Nothing's guaranteed. And I mean that in every great way possible, like we should never fear death, however it comes. We all have an expiry date. God knows the end from the beginning. He declares the end from the beginning. He's the Alpha and the Omega. So we're all like an old VCR tape. You know, we could be a 2-tape set, or we could be, you know, a straight to video short film. But either way, God knows the runtime. So I love you guys. And if I don't see you in the clouds tonight, I'll have another message for you very soon. Peace be with you.